You've decided you want to start working with crystals in your spiritual, meditative, or healing practices, but you aren't quite sure where to start. In this video, I'm going to show you how to choose a crystal, how to clear and cleanse a crystal, and how to program it to work with you. Hello, I'm Wendy Rapp, spiritual life coach and intuitive reader. On this channel, I help you as a spiritually awakened person grow and evolve on your soul's journey. And if you're enjoying spiritual information like this, well, hit the subscribe button because I upload a new video every Sunday. If you're looking for a crystal to help you in a particular area, like psychic ability and development, love, manifesting finances, or better health, the first thing I would recommend you do is a little research. There's books out there that are wonderful for it. One of my favorites is The Crystal Bible by Judy Hall. I have quite a little library of books on crystals, but I usually do a little research first, and I find in there a crystal that I find corresponds with the area that I'm trying to work with. That helps me know which crystals I want to use in my work. If you don't have access to a book like that, EarthSpirit New Age Center has a shelf full of them, so I would recommend checking out a store like EarthSpirit New Age Center, or you can go into the store and they have bowls and bowls of crystals that all have labels in the bowls telling you what the metaphysical properties of those crystals are. So you can check through the crystals and find a crystal that will work with you, or you can also ask a salesperson there. They're very helpful and they would love to help you if there's a particular area you're trying to work on or helps with manifesting. So let's just say you've decided you want a crystal to help you with your psychic abilities, and you've decided amethyst is a good stone for that, which it really is. So go to the bowl of amethyst, take a look at it, you can feel the crystals, but usually the one that calls to you, if there's one there that you just want to pick up and hold, that's usually the one you're meant to work with. So in a calm and relaxed state, hold that crystal in your hand, because when you're in a calm state, it heightens your senses. And get a feel. I usually put it in my left hand. You can go either or hands or go both hands if you like, but hold it in your hand for a moment and get a feel for it. If you get a slight tingling from it, then that's the crystal you're meant to be working with. So once you've chosen your crystal and you purchase it and you bring it home, the first thing you're going to want to do before you work with it is clear it or cleanse it from the energies of others who may have handled it. Now, a word of warning here, the ways that I'm going to tell you about clearing and cleansing crystals does not apply to all crystals. Some crystals can be damaged by some of these methods. So if you have questions, it's good to have a book like the Crystal Bible, or you can even ask the salesperson at a store like EarthSpirit New Age Center, because they will tell you the best way to clear that crystal. But the four ways that I usually clear various crystals of mine are, we'll think of the four elements: earth, air, fire, and water. I usually use one or a combination sometimes of those different methods. I'm going to explain what they are. The earth method, people sometimes like to bury their crystals in the ground. And they will do that, and actually in the ground, not in a pot, but actually in the ground in Mother Gaia. If you have a garden, you can do this. I prefer to do it near a tree, if I can. I don't know why, I just love trees. But if you bury it in the ground, you can do it for a period of overnight. Some people like to do it under a full moon. Some people like to do it for a cycle of a full 30 days or a full moon cycle. That is one of the ways that you can clear a crystal. But again, you have to be careful. There are some crystals, I wouldn't put selenite in the ground. There's some that might be damaged by that method. So just be careful with that. The next way of clearing a crystal is air. Now, I'm cheating a little bit here because for me, air is, yes, breath or air, but it's also smoke from, say, sage. I usually clear my crystals with sage when I get home. The smoke which rises in the air, to me, is an air method. That's one way you can do it. You just pass the crystal back and forth through the sage smoke. Or you can even do the breath of intention, and that's just holding your crystal and blowing on it with the intention of clearing out negativity as you do it. I would do a deeper, longer breath, but for demonstration, you get the idea. Another one of my favorite methods is fire. I know that sounds kind of extreme, but if you light a white candle and then you pass your crystal through the flame of the candle a few times, for me, it really does a great job of clearing the energy of my crystals. Now, again, it can be damaging. You've got to be careful. It's a great method, I find, for any quartz-based crystal or jaspers even. Think of citrine, amethyst, clear quartz, rose quartz. It works very well with those stones. And last but not least is water. Water is probably one of the most common ways of clearing a crystal. And again, you've got to be careful. Some crystals are damaged by water, so do your homework. But water, some people like to take their crystals to the ocean and just hold it in their hands while the waves hit their hands gently. You can use salt water in your own home. Take sea salt and water, and some people dip their crystal in the salt water solution. Some people spray it with the salt water solution. You can also just hold your crystal under the tap and run cold water on it and let it run over it until you feel it's cleared. And yes, that is an acceptable way of clearing a crystal. And another way of clearing a crystal is pure intention. Just hold the crystal and see the divine white light hitting it, running through it, clearing it of all negativity. When you do that, it does affect the crystal and it does help clear it. And it's a good thing to do when you don't have those other methods around or immediately around you. If you need to clear a crystal kind of on the go, that's a good way to do it. And I would recommend, before you begin working with your crystal or program your crystal to work with you, that you charge it, because who knows how long it's been sitting in a crystal shop, and who knows where it's been sitting before then. So you need to renew its energy, and that's why you charge them. The best way to do that is sunlight. I like to charge my crystals, and pretty much all of them, at least all the ones that I use regularly, a couple of times a year at least, and I do that with a full moon cycle. The night of the full moon, I will leave them so they get the light of the full moon in the window, and then the next day they get the sunlight. You don't have to wait until there's a full moon. You can just put your crystal in a window area, windowsill, where it will get the moonlight and the sunlight. And it doesn't have to be for a full 24 hours. It can be for a couple of hours, but definitely charging your crystal makes a big difference. So once you've cleared your crystal and you have charged your crystal, you are now ready to program your crystal. And to program a crystal, it's really very simple. You simply take your crystal. I like to hold it between my two palms, and I then, I won't say a prayer, but I say out loud that I am using this crystal in the highest manner for the highest good, in love and light, and I'm going to use this crystal for, and then you can fill in the blank. I'm using this crystal to help me with financial abundance, to help me find love or be more loving, to help me heal from whatever my ailments are, or to help me with my psychic development. There really is no right or wrong way. Say whatever comes to mind and whatever comes from your heart. The more you work with crystals, the more attuned you're going to become to their energies. I hope that information was helpful for you. Thank you so much for joining me. And don't forget, you can connect with me on social media. The links are below in the description box. And as always, you are a spark of the divine. Share your light with the world. Blessings.